Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. So I was thinking about this, and I want to continue on with the NBA. And I have said this, is that people show you who they are very early. One of the things when I started the volume, I said, be careful about hiring people that could be difficult to fire. Meaning they're temperamental, they are grudge holding, they're petty, they're on Twitter for the wrong reasons.
We'll try to burn you down on the way out the door.
So we've had 3 or 4 people that we have discussed hiring, and I said, what if you had to let that person go? They didn't drive revenue, they were difficult. I said, be careful about that. So people show you who they are very early. And very early in Jayson Tatum's career, I like him a lot. I don't love him. I like him a lot. But very early in his career, he showed you something that Michael never illustrated, Kobe didn't, LeBron didn't, D-Wade didn't, is that he lacked confidence in big spots. You almost had to push him into taking shots. Is that in these big fourth quarter moments, his second, third, fourth year, we were all like, oh, love his body, can put it on the floor, good teammate, plays real defense, can kind of let Jaylen Brown take control. Sometimes Marcus Smart.
Let Marcus Smart,
a defensive player,
turn into the pseudo alpha. Yep.
And I watch the Celtics, and I still don't trust him years later. He is at least 60-70%. It's his game. But there are moments still with Jayson Tatum. This is never a Luka issue. It's not a Giannis issue.
No, and it's weird. I mean, this is spot on.
Am I wrong?
By the way, and it's a weird thing to say because he had 50 in a Game 7. We saw him have that amazing Game 6 against Giannis a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it's in there. We saw him as a rookie dunk on LeBron and seem fully confident. Peak 2018 LeBron. We've seen all these things. And Celtics fans will get very, parochial and territorial and defensive. But I think deep down, everybody knows that the Celtics, it's not they can't win the title, but they have to win the title like the 04 Pistons, meaning it's got to be a collective effort.
Yep.
And that is the hardest title to win. The reason we always go to the 04 Pistons is because every other champion from 1980 to now has had a top 20 all-time player. So it's not like an indictment to say Tatum's not that, because it's only been like 16 guys in 40 years. To be the best player on a champion, the only other guy other than the 04 Pistons, you would say, is Kawhi's championships, but he was a guy who was trending towards that, and injuries kind of undercut the player he was going to be. Every other team, literally, had a legend. And I don't think anyone looks at Jayson Tatum and says he's going to be a legend.
That's right.
We say his ceiling is MVP candidate.
Yeah.
All the other guys, the ceiling was how many MVPs.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Okay, so I threw this out last week. It's my favorite comp I think I've ever done in the last year.
Wow.
Andy Murray, tennis player, Great Britain. So there's Federer is better than him. And he's like, okay. And then Federer's getting old. And then Federer's past his prime. And Andy Murray has this little window. Oh, crap. Here comes the Joker. And his window was about a year. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Tatum, LeBron, Steph, he just doesn't have that savvy, that game. It's like, he's so close. And he gets a little window. Finals against the Warriors, doesn't win. And here comes Jokic and Luka and Giannis. He's the Andy Murray of the NBA. That his window was a sliver. He was there at home, and
it's that close.
And
the margins are that
beat
close.
Him in the final set.
And it's just like, okay, that right. And that might be it. And so that's why I give the Celtics credit, because they have built a team that, if healthy, is so well-rounded and has so many top 50 players on it, of today's game. You know what I mean? Like their worst starter is still a really good player.
Yes.
You have Derek White, Drew Holiday, Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis.
Excellent starting five.
It's a great starting five. They are banking on that. Again, that's the 04 Pistons. The 04 Pistons, you have Rip Hamilton, you have Tayshaun Prince, you have Rasheed Wallace, you have Ben Wallace, you have Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
Those are 5 excellent players, but nobody that is, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
And that's where, and I think Tatum's probably right now better than any of those 5 guys
yeah,
were
so do
in
I.
that moment. But that's just the truth. That's why the NBA is so unique. Like and I want to make it clear to the audience, when I say 1980 to now, like, and I'll just do the, like, my own personal, like, off the top of my head rankings. I did that list, the 50 best players the last 50 years. So Kareem to now. And if you go through the champions from 80 to now, you have the Lakers, who had Kareem and Magic, who are 2 and 4. You had the Sixers, who had Dr. J and Moses, who are 12 and 13. You had the Celtics, who had Larry Bird, who's 7 or 8. You had the Pistons, who had Isaiah, who's right around 15. And then you had the Bulls, who had MJ, the Rockets, who had Akeem, and then the Spurs, who have Tim Duncan, the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, the 04 Pistons, and then you have the Heat, who have D. Wade, who's right on the fringes, but Shaq, who's firmly in it. Obviously, then the Lakers again with just Kobe. And then, the other team, you know what's funny? I left this out. The other team they're trying to be like is the 08 Celtics, who, again, they had Garnett, Garnett's better than Tatum, but he was, but it's the same type of thing. So I shouldn't have left them out, but Garnett's on the fringes of it. And then since then, we know who it is. It's LeBron, it's Steph, it's Dirk, who's right there. It's Giannis, it's Jokic, it's Durant, it's Kawhi. And it's not an indictment. And this was why I didn't believe in the Nuggets, because it was the same math. I just underrated Jokic.
Right.
The math was, okay, Jokic is really good. He's not a legend. And I was wrong. It's like, shit, he's pretty legendary. He's pretty great. And so I guess maybe it's self-fulfilling in that if the Celtics get there, we'll look at Tatum like that. But I don't think we will. If the Celtics get there, I think it'll be like, wow, that was an awesome team they put together. And so it is why it's hard to – it's also why the Heat haven't gotten quite over the hump. Because the Heat have tried the same thing. They've got an awesome player in Jimmy, an awesome starting 5, a much better coach than Boston has, obviously. But it's so hard. When you get in the finals for the Heat, when they've done it, you got in the finals, you got your team, all of it, and LeBron is sitting there. And even old-ass LeBron was like, for 2 weeks, I can kick your ass. Then you get in the finals again, and Jokic is like, yeah, I can kick your ass too. It's just hard when that guy's on the other side. And for the Celtics, what's going to be the tough thing is this, and the NBA doesn't always come down to this, but man, it's hard to overcome in one series, much less 3 in a row. I would argue the Celtics, to win a title, are probably going to have to win 3 consecutive series, the second round, the conference finals, and the finals, where the best player on the court's on the other team.
Yep.
That's fucking hard, man. You know what I mean? Like, because Embiid in the playoffs isn't the same, but still, Giannis, any of those guys, Jimmy Butler has proven in the playoffs, and then whoever you face off in the finals, that you might have the better 2, 3, 4, 5, but the best player is going to be on the other team. It's going to be hard.
An hour 20 was good. Listen, you sit in the snow. I got 62 degrees.
Yeah, exactly.
A shrimp salad.
A shrimp salad. Oh my goodness. Tell your wonderful wife I say hello. And I hope to see you in Los Angeles again soon. I gotta find a way, because I still believe the Chiefs are gonna go to the Super Bowl. I gotta find a way to go to the Super Bowl when the Chiefs are there going for back-to-back. And if that happens, maybe I can do my show from Los Angeles and I'll get to see you. But it's always great to talk to you. I'll talk to you soon.
I'd write that in pencil, not pen.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.